Hello, Kimberly.
Hi.
So talking to Kimberly Baeth from Golden Openings. And Kimberly, thanks for giving us some time today. Appreciate it. I know this is a crazy time in your world, so I appreciate you blocking a few minutes out for us.
No problem. Every day is crazy, so there's no in between.
There you go. Perfect. So let's just start out with the basics of telling people what Golden Openings is all about, what you do, what you specialize in, what you're the best at.
Okay, so Golden Openings is a one-stop shop that celebrates grand openings, ribbon cuttings, groundbreakings. We manufacture and do events all over the world. We've done events on every continent except Antarctica, and they actually have a marathon there, and I am a marathoner, so I'm trying to figure out how we can print some finish line ribbon for them so I can say we did an event in Antarctica. So that's on my bucket list. We started in 1997. I worked at a chamber of commerce and in Minnesota. We're in Iowa now, but my job was to go to ribbon cuttings and orchestrate the event. And they would tell me to bring a little pair of desk scissors, a ribbon no wider than what's on my dress, and go out and make it happen. And there was really no rhyme or reason to it. Sometimes nobody would come. Sometimes lots of people would come. The owners had no idea what to do. They thought the scissors and ribbon were funny. So I had approached my board of directors at the time and said, this could be a really good way to bring in new members if we offer like some big scissors and some custom ribbon. And, my job was to sell membership. So I was always thinking of how I could increase the chamber membership. And basically, long story short, they thought it was a bad idea. They said, you're already too busy. You already organized 10 events. How can you squeeze this into? And honestly, I wasn't busy. I went running 3 times a day. I planned my wedding at my office. So I disagreed with them and basically joined the chamber and started Golden Openings, gave my 2-week notice. And I was doing events the next day before I even had my license complete, and basically also organizing it with other chamber members. So if they needed a cake, I was able to get a cake sponsored. If they needed a banner, I was able to get a banner sponsored. So essentially, a lot of people were having grand openings for free or made money, and then we had to donate it somewhere. So it definitely took off and it definitely worked. Everyone wanted big scissors, and I agreed that it had to be something exciting. So my dad made a pair of 3-foot scissors with razor blades that met. And we painted them gold, we painted them silver. If it was a 3M opening, they were red and black. And then everyone was asking me to buy these. And I said, well, I use them like 10 times a day. I can't really sell them. And then my dad owns a construction company in Marshalltown, and he's going on 50 years. And he's like, I can't keep making these for you. I'm so sorry. And so I knew that that was also a product at the time that was high in demand. I had General Mills asking to buy 20 pairs with their logo on them for every cereal brand they just launched. Basically, my phone was ringing off the hook. And then my husband, Kevin, who we had just recently got married, told me I had a year to make a profit or I was going back to work. I did make a profit that first year. And I also had my first daughter, Stephanie. She was born in October. And just to give you an idea of the whole mentality of we can do this, let's make it happen. We had 3 grand openings on the schedule, and she was 3 weeks early. So at the hospital, they not only took my phone away, and this was not cell phone, this was the landlines, and told me that I can't be doing this while I'm having a baby, but the show had to go on. So he had to go orchestrate 2 events. And then before we even went home with our little bracelets on our list, we had to stop at a grand opening and deliver all the stuff. And it has been a smashing success ever since. We have grown 32% every year for 23 years. Last year during COVID, we made a very good profit. We did not grow. It was more like about 28%. So we are just shy of that average 32% growth. And this year we're on track to grow 64%. Everybody is ordering everything. They are emailing me credit cards, sending me credit cards, texting me credit cards. I can't say no, fast enough or get it supplied. As soon as we have 50 gold shovels painted, someone's ordering 50 more. Everything is selling here like water. We've hired several new employees. So this growth year, I think, is going to be our best ever. And a lot of people are wanting to reopen, merge, change their name. just even have an event for no reason because they're so sick of being inside or not doing events with real people.
That is a great story. That is a fantastic story. Congratulations on that. Um, Tell us who is your ideal client? Who should, if somebody needs something, who should they be looking for with you, and why should they want to do business with you?
You bet. Oh, so we have about 10 target markets, but everyone usually finds us. We are very good at Google keywords. We have amazing SEO. We have thousands of referrals from other companies that do jobs with us. So we don't really search out people, they find us. But if I had to put people in categories, I would say some of our best repeat customers are construction companies, architects, colleges, universities, franchises, anyone that has repeat openings, restaurants, hotels. Several of those people come back to us religiously. Fortune 500 companies, oh gosh, professional sports teams. I mean, those are probably our top repeat customers, but really anyone that's, like I said, opening, changing their name, merging, breaking ground. And then we also sell a lot of just fun ceremonial supplies for like solar powered companies buy giant light switches from us. Keys to the city. I shipped about 70 of those last week to one client. The Strip, every time the Strip, someone famous visits the Strip, we print this little crystal key for Las Vegas. So we have a lot of repeat customers in that sense, and just general ceremonial supplies.
Okay. The everyday, so for my granddaughter's birthday, I mean, would you have, are you open to retail walk-in or just mostly commercial?
Well, that's a fun question because I mean, we always say yes to everything. That's our motto, as long as it's in our lane and it makes sense. If someone wants to order a fence, I'm probably not going to bid it, but I would give it to a guy that I know could make a good fence. So I'm real good about referrals and cross marketing, but I am not going to go try and find a fence and sell it. Now, for retail, it's been interesting because a lot of the big box stores are closing, going out of business. Nobby's was 2 miles from us and they closed. So we are getting a lot of walk-in clients, and we do have everything displayed very creatively and fun and organized in our office. So we sell pull bows, for example, that could go on a bike if you bought your granddaughter a new bike. So we have had people walk in for those. And also we started adding things on Amazon during COVID or right after it. And that has been exploding through the roof as well, almost to the point that I'm going to have them fulfill stuff. So it's been stuff that's been sitting on the shelves for a couple of years, and we might sell 1 or 2 every month. But now like a pull bow sells every day. And a pull bow is something that it's flat and then you pull 2 strings and it turns into a big bow, just so you know. So we have those in about, I don't know, 10 different sizes or more. So that would be something a retail customer would buy from us, and it's in our lane and it makes sense. So the answer is yes to all of that. And it's been very exciting because we're kind of crossing over into the consumer market. We're usually more B2B, but I have no problem going B2C. The funny thing about it is, you know, I struggle with that though, because a Dunkin' Donut order for, you know, gosh, I think they just ordered 18,000 pennants, like the triangle pennants that you put in the parking lots, and 83,500 Mylar balloons. So obviously I'd rather have an order like that and spend my time doing that than the walk-in pull bow customer. And as we grow, I am learning that you kind of have to pick and choose. How do you best spend your time? Do I have a person just directly going to retail and they're only in charge of that and then everything else? So it's a learning curve, even 25 years later. I would say everything changes daily.
Okay, excellent. Let's talk about COVID. You touched a little bit about some things changed in COVID. So tell us the impact COVID had on your business, changes, pivots, any of those types of things that COVID brought to your table that you weren't really planning on.
Okay. If you really want to talk about COVID, I'm going to put on my golden openings mask. This is really a depressing part of the interview. So COVID made us think differently about a lot of things. We did sell and print custom masks to hundreds of people. We added several COVID-friendly products. A lot of our colleges and universities were calling us for COVID safe stuff. And we have an office in China and Pakistan, several actually, that I work with every night when I go home. That's my night job because that's when they're awake. So I start my night shift about 10 o'clock p.m. and we were sourcing all kinds of things from China. And that's why we were able to make a big profit last year. And there were people trying to reopen, and some of our repeat customers that were either buying video stuff so they could have virtual events. So we now offer that. And then we also went into things like Facebook geo-targeting, press releases, things we weren't really doing before, more like marketing services. And we launched that, and that is also starting to explode. And I was just recently contacted by a big marketing firm asking if we could somehow partner or merge, because they believe in, like, we always have new customers that are opening, and that's a good time to market to them or build a website. So we're actually having that discussion next Monday. So I would say, besides the negativity of COVID, I'm a very much people person. I would go to an event morning, noon, and night if I could. I love working with people. People make me happy. The biggest stress COVID put on me personally was the employees, because a lot of them, I have 4 part-time people at the time. Some of them worked for me for 16 years, 15 years, 11 years, and we did the whole PPP. We got our money. We let them work as much as they wanted to. Then when that was over, everything is still a roller coaster. And it is a little bit today. There'll be days we have $10,000 orders and days we have $100 orders. So it's still unpredictable, which made my job extra challenging. So the part-time people normally could work, a good, pretty much as they want. They could work together. Some of them were best friends. So they said if we couldn't guarantee them their 30 hours a week and we can't work together, then we're quitting. So 2 of them were best friends. They left together. The other one has a son that worked at Dairy Queen, and she said that he needed her help because all his people quit, which is obviously the domino effect. I've heard it everywhere. All the small business owners have told me I'm not alone. So needless to say, actually, just to make a long story short, we have all new employees since COVID. So full-time and part-time.
Okay.
So I've had to essentially rebuild my team, and we are. And I think there's pros and cons of that. So I look forward to the future with new employees. Do they know everything the old ones did? No. Some of them have already suggested ways to do things differently, better, faster, more efficiently. So I'm seeing a lot of positive out of it as well. So I just, like, every day I roll with the tide and say, you never know what's going to happen next. And I think that's the only reason I stay in the event business, because every day goes super fast and you just never know what's going to happen next.
Well, I'm sure your enthusiasm and excitement carries over into your team. So I'm sure your new team will end up being as good, or maybe not even better than your previous team. So congratulations on. It sounds like COVID definitely was a negative for some businesses, but it sounds like all in all, Golden Opening survived and it made a couple pivots, but came out on the other end pretty good. So congratulations.
Absolutely. Yeah. And we might even want to have like a powwow with you. We did this with Greg, or Todd, sorry. Todd has an Action Coach business.
Oh, okay.
You know him?
Yep.
So we might even want to have something like that with you, a big powwow, a round table. I know when we did it with him, it was really beneficial. And we've also done it with Lori Day. So I would be interested in talking about something like that, where we have a fire up meeting, where we're at now, where we've been,
Sure.
what's the future for Golden Openings. I think that would be really exciting. And, you're kind of on my list anyway to call you or Todd or Lori, because we've done those in the past and they've been very helpful.
Okay.
Kind of letting all the employees see the big picture, no matter what position they're in.
Yep. Well, we'll schedule a follow-up and have that conversation. Fair enough.
Sure. I'm
Thank
glad.
you.
Yeah.
So I want to talk to you about some words of wisdom. So you've been in business 25 years, whatever the exact number is. Some of the people that are going to be watching this video have not been around that long. They're newer, or they're getting started, or maybe they've been in business a few years, but they're having some challenges. What would be some words of wisdom that you could pass along as a veteran small business owner to maybe new or struggling business owners? Some words of wisdom that you could hand out that they could learn from.
Sure. I could give lots. This could be a whole day speech. Actually, I get hired to speak and talk about how do you grow your business? What have you learned? What has worked? What has not worked? So first of all, I guess what makes Golden Openings unique, and I think once you figure this out, you're going to be a successful business no matter what you're doing. We're not selling products or gadgets or widgets. We're selling an experience. So my job when I answer the phone is, what are you doing? Where is it located? When is it happening? Tell me more about it. And you literally connect with your customer and let them know that, I know my customers' birthdays. I send them Christmas gifts. We become best friends and your life is their life. So that is our big motto here is, make the experience amazing. It's not how many scissors can I sell? How many bows can I sell? Those will all sell themselves. But once you connect with your customer, you're going to have amazing success. And then I would also say to apply for awards. Golden Openings has won 26 national and international and local awards in 26 years. So, we were the U.S. Chamber Small Business of the Year in 2017. We also won their Community Excellence Award. And nobody has ever won both of those at the same time. And that was in Washington, D.C. So that was a huge, if not the best thing that's ever happened to me, besides having 2 children and a husband. But I would put that up there with third as one of the most exciting things that has ever happened to me. It was surreal. It all took place in Washington, D.C. I nominate other people for that award. We can nominate you guys for awards. I have no problem helping small business, but it's free marketing. It just explodes your business growth. And then not only that, because, you win these awards, like the International Torch Award winner for the Better Business Bureau, they're promoting your business. They're telling people about it. It costs you nothing. In fact, some of the awards had money. The top one was $25,000. So I'm in, national women's groups. I'm in chambers, obviously. That's another good repeat customer. I forgot to mention all the chambers have big scissors now. Flashback 25 years ago when I said this is a good idea. Now every chamber calls every day and orders big scissors from us. So that would be another piece of advice is apply for the awards. If you don't know how, call me, write me, I'll help you apply. Also, I think being obviously very passionate about what you do and don't let setbacks take over your life because every business is going to have struggles, disappointing things that didn't go your way. You just have to take those with a grain of salt and what I call have tough skin. And believe me, I've cried at nights. I've cried for weeks. We've lost money, made money, had fraudulent charges in Pakistan. We've seen it all. I had to go to the US Embassy to get $75,000 worth of shovels sent to me that someone was holding for 3 years. But you know what? I did it. And they're shipping them piece by piece right now. So you just can't give up. You have to be in it for the long haul. I also think you should develop a purpose, a mission, a vision, and a core values. This is something we didn't do off the bat. And I don't know if you can see this. This is kind of big. But yeah, we have this in our office on a big screen. And when you first walk in, there's these posters in the break room everywhere. And it just reminds people that, what is our purpose? To celebrate new business openings through inspirational events, which provide meaningful impact and a foundation for long-term success. So that goes back to my saying that you need to promote the experience. So I would say those definitely words of wisdom. If you do all that, the sales are going to come. Every day I was like, there's no way somebody can't sell something. Like, everything you do is valuable and important, and you just have to remind yourself of that.
Okay. So how do people reach out? How do they find Golden Openings? How do they find Kimberly Baeth?
Sure. Of course, we have a website, goldenopenings.com. If you want to hear our kind of song and dance, we were interviewed on Times Square 2 years ago, I believe, and it's an excellent video. It was about 7 minutes long, and it kind of summarizes our story about what we did a little more in depth, and it's on Times Square, so it's kind of cool. So that's another way you can learn a little bit more about Golden Openings, our services, our products, what we do, how we can help you. I have a cell phone. I answer it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. My cell phone is 515-473-2585. And then, of course, we have a 1-800 number at the office, which is 1-800-378-3630.
All right. So reach out to Kimberly. if you need a shot of enthusiasm or excitement, or if you need some scissors or something for your grand opening. Last question, then I'll let you go. Tell everybody what inspires you.
People inspire me. I'll give you an example, 2 special needs girls that come in for 2 hours every day, 12 to 2, and they work for us. They do, little tasks. They bring a coach, a teacher, and I honestly look forward to seeing them every day and their smiles. This year, we do fun stuff anyway all the time, but we had an egg hunt with eggs and prizes. We had a big birthday celebration. Their smiles just made everything worth it. One of them invited me over to see her prom pictures last Saturday. And ironically, I just got my second flu shot, COVID shot, whatever, and I felt like crap and I wasn't going to go, but it was the best thing I ever did. And we got pictures together. So, I think people's successes, stories, interactions, good or bad, is all a learning curve for everybody at Golden Openings. And, I think it's, like I said, I love to go to events. I love to network, but, I try to connect with my people, and that's not always hard because I always say I'm not running a daycare, I'm running a business. So if you're doing something wrong, I'm going to let you know. And some people don't take it as good as others. And I am very hard to work for. I expect excellence. And if I teach you something once or twice, you better remember it. If you don't, I'm going to tell you, why don't you remember this? Were you not listening? Did you not write it down? So I'm very straightforward, but I would say it's just people all in all that inspires me. And seeing the event come from beginning to end is very inspiring because we get the pictures, we get to see all of our stuff in action. Sometimes it's, the president. We've done several events for Trump, Obama. I had to go to the White House last November and learned what they need to source all their items. So the whole experience, people, it all ties together, and just seeing a finished product.
Okay, so we've been talking to Kimberly Baeth with Golden Openings. Kimberly, thank you very much for your time, and your enthusiasm and passion is addictive, and I'm sure anybody that watches this is going to come away a better person for it. So thank you very much for your time.
My pleasure. Thanks for having me, Greg. Take care.